Test, test. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Test. Just getting started here. Oh, wait a minute. Again. Customizer. That's the share button. Found it. That's the share button. Found it. That's the share button. Just getting set up here. Hello and happy Halloween to you all. You're probably wondering, what are you dressed up as, Justin, for Halloween? I'll tell you who I'm dressed up as. Myself. Every day is Halloween for me. And I'll tell you why. I don't know about you, but Halloween to me is there's three things I disagree about with Halloween. I think Halloween is stupid because for three reasons. First of all, the trick-or-treating aspect. Let's talk about it. Do you think it's safe to send your kids off to strangers' houses to collect free candy in the night? Especially when all this dangerous stuff happening around the world. Do you think it's safe? I would, as a parent, I would say no. Collecting candy, free candy. We've all heard the stories of tainted candy, old candy, rotten candy, candy filled with poison, razor blades, and who knows what crazy people, psychopaths, put in those candies. Kids getting sick and all that. It's not really safe. Nothing's for free in this world. Even if you dress up, spend money on a nice costume, and you go door to door, and you do that hustle, nothing is free. Nothing is free. So I would not send my kids off to strangers' houses to collect free candy in the night. What I would do is send them to the mall. Shopping malls are safer. You can go to a retail store and collect candy. I've seen that happen before because my mom used to work in the shopping mall. I've seen it done. I've seen kids go around in the afternoon after school, dressed up, collecting candy, and it's safe. It's a safe environment. So that's what I agree on. But I don't agree on the traditional way of trick or treating. It's not safe. That is not safe. 2, fireworks or firecrackers. Every year, kids, especially white kids, go crazy on firecrackers. And we all know that they get firecrackers, not fireworks. Firecrackers are the legal version. And what they do is they set off firecrackers all over town, and the police sirens go off every year, and then there's always news reports the next day of someone's hand being blown off, some kid's eye being injured, injuries here left and right. You name it, okay? Every Halloween there's always firecracker accidents and incidents and police reports the next day. It always happens. It's not safe. And I used to grow up with classmates that were just obsessed with firecrackers. They couldn't wait to get their hands on firecrackers, light them up, and just create chaos all over the neighborhood. I don't know why. They're just very sadistic ritual, firecrackers. But I do like setting off fireworks in a safe and controlled manner. So if it's done by a professional, let the professional handle it. Lighting the fireworks and all that. Okay, we've always seen like Symphony of the Night, or I don't know, like Las Vegas or Disneyland displays of fireworks. That's fine. But kids getting their hands, amateurs that don't know how to light firecrackers safely and properly. There's always accidents every year. You name it. Always. And then the third aspect about Halloween I disagree about is the aspect of dressing up as an adult. Now, I don't know about you, but adults that really get excited about Halloween are really boring people in life, are boring people in real life, in my opinion. Because they all look forward to that one day in the entire year to be something, to dress up as something that they're not. It's usually a more exciting version of themselves, obviously. And then, yeah, they want the attention, all that attention. My point of view is, why not just be an exciting person every day? Make every day Halloween for you. Okay? So, what kind of a person lives like that? Usually someone who's exciting. Who's an exciting person? Usually like a celebrity, athlete, someone that has a good reputation or a popular reputation. The excitement just follows them. You know, like when David Beckham enters the room, or I don't know, whoever, I don't know, Keanu Reeves enters the room, you feel this energy, this excitement surrounding them. And the same thing happens when you put on a costume, right? You put on a costume, put on makeup, you turn into something that you're not usually. It's usually more exciting, right? I saw a video clip of a guy dressed up as Optimus Prime. You can see it on Reddit. He showed it off to his coworkers in the office. It was interesting, but it was exciting for him, right? Because he got all that attention finally. But the rest of the year, he doesn't get that attention. So that tells me he's a really boring guy. So that's why I'm not really into Halloween like most people are, right? I don't really celebrate Halloween because every day for me is Halloween. Every day is exciting. I bring the excitement wherever I go. So, yeah. And then to top it off, we got to mention what happened in Korea. Oh, God. That, what happened in Itaewon, the 150 people that died and the rest that got injured. Fun fact is, I know that alleyway. I know that area. It's like looking at your old stomping grounds. For me, yeah, I used to hang out there, have meals with my ex-girlfriend there, party there, drink there. Yeah, I used to do that. It's a really cool area to hang out, especially if you don't speak Korean. That's where most non-Korean speakers hang out in Korea, Itaewon, foreigner district. And what's so good about Itaewon is that all the foreigners that hang out there, some of them have businesses set up. So they have restaurants, usually restaurants, bars that set up by foreigners. So they bring their own aspect to it. So for example, Moroccan food, Italian food, Swedish food, German food, like real authentic food from people from their countries that bring their own style to it. Not like a Korean that has lived in Germany abroad for a year and then tries to set up a German restaurant. No, that's not the same. It's not authentic. I'm talking about real authentic food from cuisine from around the world. So it's a very nice, very popular dating spot, Itaewon, to bring your girlfriend and to meet foreigners, like to go to clubbing and all that, meet foreigners, English speaking foreigners. But the problem with Itaewon is that it's too popular. It's like there's only 3 spots in Korea, in Seoul, for someone to hang out. There's 3 spots where all young people or most people congregate to have fun, like on a Friday night, Saturday night, and that's Itaewon, Gangnam, and Hongdae. Itaewon is for usually English-speaking foreigners. It's an international crowd. Gangnam is usually for upscale Koreans, so office workers, because there's a lot of tech companies around that area, so like Samsung, LG, banks, and all that. They all set up their districts, their businesses around Gangnam. So you're dealing with that kind of upper clientele, people who have jobs and all that. And then you have Hongdae. You have all the broke ass students, high school students, university students. Okay, that's where they go party, and it's cheap. Get drinks and yeah, go to a club and all that. I've been to all 3, and I can say that my preference would be Hongdae because it's a lot more flexible. Gangnam is very stuffy. I know you heard about Gangnam style and all that, but yeah, I used to work in Gangnam a lot and hung out there. I don't really like Gangnam area because there's a lot of office workers and there's a lot of hookers that cater to these office workers, unfortunately. And yeah, all the clubs there cater to workers and rich men with deep pockets. So there's a bar you have to climb in order to get in to most of these areas in Gangnam that I'm talking about. Well, there's a lot of private clubs that as a foreigner you won't get in, even if you have a lot of money. So Gangnam is closed off to most people. Itaewon is the thing I don't like about Itaewon is it's just restaurants. That's it. There's nothing else there. It's like near a hill, and it's very hard to get a taxi home. Subways they close after like midnight. It's very hard to get a taxi home from Itaewon. So you're just stuck and you're just trapped there. It's hell. And there's not much to do in Itaewon except just go to restaurants or clubs. That's it. Now Hongdae is different because aside from clubs and restaurants, there's shops, there's parks, there's universities, there's lots of neighborhoods, and there's the Han River, and yeah, just so many like secret areas to explore. Hongdae, that's what I love about Hongdae. It's a playground for young adults to adults. So I used to live in Hongdae, and that was my preference. Hongdae was my preference. I love living in Hongdae because you got access to everything. Okay, so if you want to run along the Han River or ride a bike, you can do that. If you want to shop, you can do that for clothes and all that. If you want to eat cheap food or expensive food, Hongdae is the place to be. If you want to go for a nice walk in a park or a nice neighborhood or lots of trees and just atmosphere, Hongdae is it. Hongdae is the place. So I would rarely go to Itaewon or Gangnam to just hang out. Okay, unless there was a purpose to serve. So like for example, me and my girlfriend, we had to go to a restaurant. Like we go on a date, we go to Hongdae. Yeah, easily. But yeah, if there's a restaurant, I don't know really. Itaewon and Gangnam, not my choice anymore. Rarely would I want to spend time there unless it was with my girlfriend. So that incident that happened on the Itaewon Hill, where all those kids got crushed, just reinforces what I have said to you time and time again, and that no one is going to save you. You have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. And you kids these days that are just consumed by your smartphones are not paying attention. So, this could easily have been avoided. Yes, if the police were involved and they closed the road. But you being a person, an adult, there were no kids there, there was just adults. You need to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Always. And everything that is popular is wrong. So I don't care what the purpose of being there in that crowd was. Maybe to see a celebrity, or was it drugs or something event going on. You can sense the danger if you have a good head on your shoulders. And most of these people didn't. So the police are partly to blame. The people that were there are partly to blame. The clubs partly to blame. You can blame anyone and everyone that took part in that event. And I've been in crowds like that in Korea. It happens a lot on the subways, especially during rush hour. When you're in rush hour subways in Seoul, when everyone's trying to get home after work, oh man, you get crushed like a sardine in a can. It happens so often. It just happens easily. And sometimes sometimes they don't have to turn on the air conditioning or air vents. Sometimes everyone's just breathing in their own recirculated air. So there have been times when I had to get off the subway at like some random stop because I knew that I couldn't take it. My body couldn't take it. This environment being crushed. And all of that claustrophobia and panic attacks sinks in as well. So you've got to be aware of your surroundings at all times. I don't care where you are in the world. I don't care how important your message is to read on your smartphone. You got to be aware at all times. So I think of it this way. When I see people with their smartphones out in public, just think of it like this. When you use your smartphone as public, it's just like taking a shit. You don't want anyone else to see you taking a shit, do you? No. You do that in private. And the same thing goes with smartphones. If you want to do your smartphone thing, check your messages, make phone calls and all that, do it in private. Have your back against the wall. Have it so that you are aware of your surroundings when you do make that call or check your message and whatever. But never lower your head down in public like this. Never take your eyes off and your ears. You guys that have your headphones on, I don't care what you say. Oh, I have to listen to music, blah, 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 blah. I never listen to music in public anymore. Never. I have to hear my surroundings. I don't know who's walking up behind me. I don't know what's going to happen if I'm paying attention to the music that's with me. And same thing goes with the gym. Like I don't listen to headphones in the gym. When I run on a treadmill, I don't run with headphones anymore because I just want to hear nothing when I run. I want to listen to nothing. Just the environment around me. Just the slamming of my feet on the treadmill. Or when I'm outside, it's even better. I can hear the wind. And that's it. That's all I do. You got to pay attention. I don't know how many more accidents, deaths, and incidents have to occur around the world for people to get it. You have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. The second thing you have to accept in life is that no one is going to save you. No one. I'm going to repeat that. No one is going to save you. The police are not going to save you. Your parents are not going to save you. Your government is not going to save you. Your friends are not going to save you. Your girlfriend is not going to save you. Your wife is not going to save you. Your kids are not going to save you. Your family is not going to save you. No one is going to save you in the end. Do you know how I learned this the hard way? I learned it because the better I got at swimming, the more I understood how dangerous the water can be. It's so easy and so quick for someone to drown. And I don't care if you're the strongest swimmer, the best lifeguard in the world. It takes seconds for you to get from where you are to the victim that's drowning. Swim to that and grab that person. I just saw a few minutes ago a clip in India where there are people standing on a cable bridge. So they were standing on a cable bridge taking pictures, and the cable bridge was swinging left and right. And then the cable bridge all of a sudden snapped, and then all the people in the bridge collapsed and they fell into the water. Now, the impact itself didn't kill most of the people. Do you know what killed most of the people? Was the fact that they were all drowning in the water and they didn't know how to swim. So I can tell you that when you're surrounded by people who don't know how to swim, they're going to claw and grab and push your head down so that they can get their head up. It happens all the time. It's just a automatic survival response for people who don't know how to swim. So I can be the best swimmer in the world, but if there are 4 people around me all of a sudden pushing my head down because I can tread water and they can't, they're going to push me down in order to keep themselves up. I don't know how you can handle 4, 5, 6 people around you pushing your head down, pushing you down with clothes on. And clothes, and when it's absorbed in water, it gets like double, triple the weight. So you have to understand that no one is going to save you. Yes, they might rescue you, maybe not. But it's going to take time. Like, yes, you can call the police and they can deal with the guy who's trying to stab you with a machete, but it's going to take a few minutes for them to arrive on the scene. And by that time, who knows how many cuts you're going to get because you don't know how to defend yourself, or you don't know how to run, or you don't know how to deal with a psycho wielding a machete for the first time. So pay attention to your surroundings. I haven't been making videos for a few days because I got injured really bad. Got a lot of cuts. Cuts and cuts and cuts. More cuts. And more injuries on top, stacked on top of injuries. So I apologize for that. Oh. But yeah, always pay attention to your surroundings. And the thing about the cable bridge is I would never be on a cable bridge. I don't see the reason why I should be on a cable bridge standing there. My instinct is when I'm on a cable bridge, I want to get on and get off as quickly as possible. So I want to get from one end of the cable bridge to the other. No, I don't want to be taking pictures and jumping up and down and showing off. Hey, I'm on a cable bridge. I'm risking my life. No, stupid. Okay, so when I'm on a bridge, I want to get on and off as quickly as possible. So that's my take on the cable bridges. And as for Itaewon, the 150 people that died, and the reports show that most of the victims that died in that stampede. It wasn't a stampede, by the way. They call it a stampede. A stampede is when you're running from bulls. It was just people that got crushed because there's so many people. They were getting compressed. So, yeah, people standing on top of people. Most of the victims were women. So about 100 of them or more people that died were women, unfortunately. So, what does that tell you as a woman? You have to be super aware of your surroundings, especially as a woman. Not just dealing with crowds, not just dealing with cable bridges. You're gonna deal with stalkers as well. Oh man, I just saw a video, another one about Twitch stalkers. Oh man, women have to be twice as careful as men out in public. And all the time I see the girls out in public, they're glued to their smartphones, not paying attention. Yeah, really sad hearing about Korea and all that. And what's going to happen? Nothing. I don't think anything's going to change in Korea. Nothing's going to change. So I don't know what is the government going to do? Just reduce crowds, bring in more police to control crowds. They could, but the thing is, Seoul is such a condensed city. There's so many people. There's millions of people. There's over 20 million people living in Seoul. There's lots of people, especially in Hongdae, Itaewon, Gangnam, those areas. But everywhere else, yes, there's always crowds in Korea. You're never alone in Korea, in Seoul. There's always going to be people. Lots and lots of people. And all of a sudden, they start bunching up. Yeah, it happens. But you know, you have to know when to get out of that kind of scenario. Oh, I'm going to get out. Hmm. Incidents like these in Korea, they just keep coming and going, recurring. Like it's a reactionary society. Like you just look at, I don't know, you look at Korean news. You, as a sane person, you'd be thinking like, how the hell do these people function? Like, there's people dying and there's deaths and all outrageousness, especially in Seoul. It's such a stark contrast to like the West. Here in the West, it's pretty boring and pretty safe compared to Korea. It's like yes, in the West we get stabbings and yeah, gang violence, drugs and all that. Yeah, that kind of niche. But in Korea, there's just all kinds of craziness. Just if you don't believe me, just look at Korean news sites. What kind of incidents go off over there? It's like, yeah, you're living in a fantasy world when you go over there. There's no, you have to turn off your logic cap when you're over there. Hmm. Uh, wow. I'm just looking at the news articles about what happened in the crowd, people's perspectives. Yeah, a lot of people are going to be blaming each other, pointing fingers at each other. A lot of lawsuits. That's what. Here's what's going to happen. Yeah, people that died, their families are going to sue the police. The police are going to blame the government. The government's going to blame the clubs. The clubs are going to blame who knows what. They're just going to be pointing fingers left and right. The thing is, nobody wants to admit to this tragedy. No one wants to take responsibility. That's another thing you need to learn about Korea. Nobody wants to accept responsibility for their actions or their mistakes, especially when it's mistakes like this. Like who are we to blame Nobody's gonna say I am to blame. It's me. Nope, not gonna happen. What is going to happen is life will go on, and then just the next outrageous news story is going to pop up in a few months later. Great, that's what's going to happen. Uh, there was one guy in the crowd. There's a foreigner guy. Probably seen pictures of him. He was smart enough to know what was going on, and he started climbing up a scaffold of a building. Started climbing in order to escape. That guy's smart. That's what I would have done if I was trapped in that situation. I would start climbing, get up, find the high ground. Nothing embarrassing about escaping death and knowing your situation. Find the high ground, survive. Funny thing is that people in the crowd thought he was just doing it for fun. But reality is, he knew that the shit was too much for him. So, hats off. That's what I would have done if I was in that crowd. Just climb. Climb, climb, climb. I practice climbing in the gym, actually. Doing muscle ups and climbing up stall bars. Climbing up scaffolds and all that. That's yeah. Should be part of your arsenal when you're training. Hmm. Bridges give me anxiety. Yeah. When I drive on a bridge, I focus on being in the middle lane of a bridge. I don't want to be on the edge of the outer lane of bridges. No, thank you. So every time I'm driving on a bridge, I'm always in the middle lane, not on the outer lane. Yeah, bridges can, there's so many things that can go down on a bridge. I almost drowned when I was a child, and those moments were traumatic. Yep. Get on and off a bridge as quickly as possible. Know your surroundings. Anyways, yeah, I expect to see more videos, and yeah, I'm going to get to the gym. And I wish you guys all a happy Halloween and all that, and watch this video over and over. Be aware of your surroundings. That's all I want to say. All right, so take care. Bye.